Hi, and welcome to Football Fans Tactics. There is dramatic evolution of football tactics over the years. Initially, football formation and of rugby were closely linked, where tactics were rudimentary with players running as a unit. However, as the sport has become more organized, it quickly became clear that how the team lined up on the pitch, the positions that they took, and the roles they were given, could have a major impact on the result of a game. In 1872, England played Scotland in the first major international match. England used a formation of 1-1-8 whilst Scotland used a combination of 2-2-6. England depended on individual excellence, but Scotland used the team to their advantage and played a passing game. Surprisingly, the game ended in a 0-0 draw. Fans, journalists, or players initially thought passing wasn't a way of football. In 1877, Wrexham won the Welsh Cup. Their formation had a major shift in the way that football teams played the game. A 2-3-5 formation, which was also known as the pyramid. During the 1880s, the likes of William Soodle brought players down from Scotland to play for their teams like Preston North End and Blackburn Rovers. Scottish players introduced a more passing-focused style and became very successful. And in 1888, Preston North End, under the leadership of William Soodle, won the championship without losing a game. That earned the club the nickname the Invincibles. It changed the way other managers and teams thought about the sport. In 1925, the Football Association introduced the offside rule. This immediately altered the number of attacking players that a team could look to use. Herbert Chapman suggested the new rule could be exploited, where the center half should lead the offside trap, with the overall formation of the team changing to 3-4-3. Sometimes referred to as the WM formations, that featured 3 defenders, 2 wing halves, 3 inside forwards, and 2 forwards. This formation allowed teams to maintain a defensive focus while also maintaining their attacking threat. He also introduced new training drills and the use of tactic boards that allowed players to visualize the different formations and strategies as presented by the manager. A 4-3-3 formation was created by the Brazilians, which didn't utilize the wingers. And in the 1966 World Cup, England, the home nation of the cup, used it to win the tournament. In '66, Catenaccio was utilized, which was regarded as a defensive tactic. It consisted of 5 defenders, 3 midfielders and 2 strikers. The sweeper would not only protect the back line but also assist in possession when building up from the back. And it was often used by Italian and Argentine teams to stop opposition from scoring and depend on counterattacks. In '70s, Rinus Michels, the Ajax manager, created another version of the style of play that became known as total football. The theory was that every outfield player could play in any position on the pitch, with notional defenders encouraged to attack, whilst strikers and midfielders could drop further back to receive the ball. The player best associated with it was Johan Cruyff for Ajax and the Netherlands, who was allowed a completely free role, allowed wandering into areas of the pitch where he could influence the game the most. Rinus led the Netherlands to reach the final of the 1974 FIFA World Cup and to win the 1988 UEFA European Championship. Fast forward to the 2000s, Spanish football developed a new tactical system called tiki-taka. This approach was based on playing short passes and possession around a small range of the field. The tiki-taka tactic was designed to dominate possessions and tire out opposing players. It was predominantly used by Barcelona in its prime during the early 2000s to the mid-2010s under Pep. This tactic relies on quick recovery of the ball once it is lost through high pressing from the front. However, although tiki-taka is an offensive tactic, a team needs to have strikers willing and able to take shots on goal. Otherwise, just passing the ball can be sterile. Pep was successful in winning 2 Champions League, 3 La Liga, and other competitive cups. Mourinho, the special one, he is sometimes referred to as a bus driver. He used the parking bus style of play, with opponents criticizing his way of play. But he has made tremendous success throughout his managerial career. He is the only manager to win the UEFA Champions League, Europa League, and Conference League. And he has done this with different teams. Gegenpress is closely associated with Jurgen Klopp and his teams at Borussia Dortmund and Liverpool. The aim of the tactic is to defend by attacking, with at least 5 players pressing the opposition in their own half when they have the ball. Also called heavy metal football, it requires a high level of energy and application to be utilized well. This kind of play enabled teams like Stoke City and Burnley to survive in the Premier League for years and to often upset more cultured opponents. Whilst tiki-taka is all about building out play in the middle of the park, the long ball tactic often bypasses the midfield altogether. Instead, defenders are encouraged to play the ball to 2 tall strikers up front, who will try and win it, and then either have a shot at the goal themselves or knock it down for others. The aim is to play the ball on the opposition's half, hoping to get a score out of it. Please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to receive this content. Share so that we can grow the channel together. Add your comment below for the tactic left out so that we can cover it in another video, and remember, every fan watches football from a different angle. Adios.